This week, a lot to catch up on from the world of streaming video. There was positive news from Paramount Plus owner Viacom CBS, with 6.5 million streaming subscribers added during the last quarter, giving them a total of 42 million subscribers worldwide. While they didn't release numbers for specific territories, Viacom CBS did point out that they're on track to reach their previously announced target of 65 to 75 million subscribers by 2024. The international rollout of Paramount Plus already seen the platform launch in Latin America, Canada, and the Nordics, and it was announced last week that the service will be available in the UK, Ireland, Italy, Germany, Switzerland, and Austria next year via Sky TV. While it's perhaps surprising to see Viacom CBS limit Paramount Plus's access to just Sky customers in those territories, we can only assume that Sky are making it worth their while financially. But the deal does make perfect sense from Sky's point of view. It means that Paramount movies will still be available on the Sky Cinema channel, and will also give their customers access to the huge amount of new content that Paramount Plus will have to offer. Content that could even fill the massive hole that Sky will be facing when and if they lose all their HBO and HBO Max content when that deal expires in 2025. What wasn't made clear was if Sky will get access to those existing Paramount Plus shows that already have exclusive deals in place with other content providers in those territories. For example, here in the UK, Star Trek Discovery can be found on Netflix, while Picard can be found on Amazon Prime Video. Research from US company Parrot Analysts suggests that those kind of licensing deals are having a negative impact on the potential growth of Paramount Plus. According to Press Insights analyst Wade Payson-Denny, Viacom CBS has decided to go for guaranteed revenue now by licensing out its most in-demand series to other streaming platforms. Demand for exclusive content, both original and licensed, is the key driver of subscription growth and retention for streaming services. So, if Viacom wants to truly compete in the crowded SVOD space, they'll have to pull back their licensed content and make it exclusive to Paramount Plus. While it will start changing as and when the many new shows and films commissioned by Paramount Plus begin to arrive, at present, nearly half of the demand for content on the streamer is non-exclusive. And as Brandon Katz pointed out on the Observer website, in the US, the company's content is driving major portions of demand for other US streamers, such as Peacock, Netflix, Hulu, and Prime. And as you can see, Viacom CBS product accounts for an astonishing 25.6% of the demand for catalog content on Netflix. Paramount Plus subscription numbers wasn't the only success story recently unveiled by Viacom. As Deadline Hollywood noted, Pluto TV's free ad-supported offering is now available in 25 countries around the world and has 52 million active users each month. It was the leading contributor to a 102% year-on-year surge in overall streaming revenue at the company. The US version now has 200,000 hours of programming available, a level that has doubled in the past year. Live sports and news are foundational elements of Pluto and have helped it increase the average view time by 45%. The ever-growing popularity of those ad-funded streaming services can't be underestimated. Roku announced its revenue in Q2 jumped 117% to $532 million, even though streaming hours dropped by 1 billion to 17.4 billion. The financial growth was apparently due to Roku making more ad-supported platforms available, including Peacock, Disney Plus, and HBO Max with ads. But YouTube delivered even more impressive results. Its revenue increased by 84% in Q2, but it delivered over $7 billion. As the Hollywood Reporter noted, as spending in linear TV has decreased in response to the decline in viewership, advertisers have turned to platforms like YouTube to better reach users. While subscriptions remain key, a digital advertising boom could be a bonus for ad-supported streaming platforms. Many of Netflix's competitors are already in the ad-supported streaming business, with cheaper subscription tiers that include ads. Whether Netflix will follow suit and explore advertising remains to be seen, but the pressure may be on as competitors, both in and out of the streaming space, begin to outperform, thanks largely to ad revenue. Media Player News highlighted a key finding regarding those ad-funded streaming services from Hub Research's annual Monetization of Video study. They concluded that tiered platforms, where viewers can choose between a paid, ad-free option and a less expensive or possibly free ad-supported option, appeal to the largest cross-section of viewers. According to Hub Research's John Giegengack, it's true that some TV viewers will do almost anything, including paying a premium to avoid ads. But there are many who will choose ad-supported TV if it saves money, or lets them watch a show they can't watch somewhere else. Tiered plans give viewers control of their experience. Whether they watch with ads or not, everyone is getting an experience they chose, and not one chosen for them. Analysts Antenna Inc. recently highlighted another US streaming success: the continued growth of niche services that successfully target a limited or particular core demographic. Jonathan Carson, Antenna's co-founder and chairman, pointed out a lot has changed in the last 2 years in this premium category. Netflix and Hulu now make up just 48% of category subscriptions and have accounted for only 9% of category growth in the past 2 years. Overall, those niche services have seen a remarkable average growth of 66% over the past 12 months, with some select platforms such as Sundance Now, Epix, and Bet Plus performing exceptionally well. Screen Daily also highlighted the growing importance of those niche services, focusing on the 12 most important art house movie streaming platforms that have emerged in the US and overseas. As they pointed out, as well as replenishing their offering via the acquisition of completed films and TV series, many of these digital players are increasingly getting involved in pre-buys, and in some cases, commissioning their own original content. Well, this highlights once again that the opportunities for producers and sales agents today are wide and diverse, thanks in part to the continued growth and competitive nature of that global streaming video market. Another major streaming platform has also just announced some impressive overseas results. Discovery Plus announced that by the end of the last quarter, it increased its reach to 17 million homes around the world. And since the end of June, that number's risen to 18 million, thanks in part to European fans of the Olympics signing up for the service. And with plans now well underway for the Discovery-Warner Media merger, which is expected to be completed by next summer, there came news from Warner's streaming platform HBO Max that their planned 2021 partial European rollout now won't be finalised this year. According to CFO Pascal Zezroch, to lean into HBO Max's fast start in Latin America, we may push back our launch in some European markets until early 2022. Meanwhile, rival streamer Disney Plus recently announced big plans for another key international market. Around a third of their 103 million global subscribers are to be found in India, but the studio believes there is still room to increase its market share there. Disney Plus Hotstar recently unveiled plans for 16 new local productions, including 4 movies, with plans to make content available in a range of languages beyond Hindi, which, although India's leading language, is not spoken in large parts of the country. Sunil Ryan, president and head of Disney Plus Hotstar, also stressed how important sport, and in particular cricket, is to the platform and its customers, telling Variety, "I don't think there's anybody in the market that currently has a portfolio of sports, digitally native local content, as well as digitally native Hollywood content." Finally, here's our snapshot of some of the most interesting VOD production deals announced recently. Viacom CBS announced details of a $900 million deal with South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone. The show's been renewed until at least 2027, when its 30th season will air on Viacom TV channel Comedy Central, while their streaming platform, Paramount Plus, will debut 14 new South Park movies at a pace of 2 a year, starting later this year. However, fans still won't be able to view the show there, as the entire Comedy Central library was licensed to rival Warner Bros. Streaming service HBO Max in a 2019 deal, with the latest episodes debuting there the day after their initial TV broadcast. Jennifer Garner's new deal with Netflix will see her return in a sequel to their comedy Yes Day, along with starring roles in a number of other upcoming movies. Netflix also announced plans for a new documentary series, Countdown, Inspiration for Mission to Space, which will follow 4 US civilians on their 3-day trip to space next month. Netflix have also picked up worldwide rights to Schumacher, a documentary about the tragic Formula One former world champion. Apple have won the $200 million bidding war for Kingsman director Matthew Vaughn's new movie. Argylle is a spy thriller starring Henry Cavill, Bryce Dallas Howard, Bryan Cranston, and Samuel L. Jackson that it is hoped could give Apple their first movie franchise. And Universal have announced $400 million plans to resurrect an existing horror franchise, with 3 new sequels to The Exorcist. The movies will see Ellen Burstyn reprise her role from the 1973 original, with the first sequel scheduled to debut in US cinemas and on streaming platform Peacock next October. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. Please do give us your feedback and comments. We look forward to reading those, and we'll see you very soon.